Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome inside the Greenfoot Energy Center. We're here on Pad B for this late afternoon Nova Scotia U16 AAA matchup. Two of the top dogs in the league going at it today. Take a look at the standings going into this one. As it's the Vitos sitting atop over the Highlanders by 2 points. The Armada not far behind, looking to gain some ground. As we have a great game in store here. Starting in goal for the visiting Vitos is Samuel Malia, while Austin Pickram gets the nod from head coach Matt Donnelly here at home. Armada versus Vitos. This game features one of the best two players in the league, Trip Livingstone and Kason Cooling. Neither are out here to start things off as we're underway here in Bedford. As an early chance from Ivan Aaron as the rebound just goes wide. So a good start here for the Armada. You can hear Matt Donnelly to my right. He's pumping up his team. He wants the 2 points here today as Balia will take it across into the Armada zone. It's going to be poked in the corner. Here's Degla. He'll cycle it in deep. Puck comes free for the Armada as Luke Mayment will go up the wall. Puck will end up free and neutralized, but McKinnon gets there first. Maxim McKinnon, a point-per-game defenseman, as a hit behind the play will lighten up the Vitos bench. It's turned over, sent on goal, but picked up by the Armada as they look to clear their own zone. Here comes Aaron at the end of his shift. He'll gain the blue line and pass across, but it's going to be poked away by the aforementioned Trip Livingstone, number 19. Had himself a game yesterday with 3 goals against the Voyageurs. He's back out there today, finishing off this Nova Scotia road trip for St. John. They got the big bus here in the parking lot. Everyone saw it. Everyone knows they're here, and they're here to get 2 points on the road against the Basin Armada. As here's Thompson looking to clear and watch out Dons. Thompson nearly took out his head coach, and we'll drop the puck inside the Armada zone. That was a close call for head coach Matt Donnelly. You can tell he's locked in for this game. He barely flinched when that puck almost hit him. As Cooling in for the draw. It's going to be one back from McQuaid for the Vitos. McQuaid over to Cooling. A shot just goes wide. Just watch out this top line out right now. Livingstone, Cooling, and newly acquired Cameron Wilson, number 23. He's got no name bar yet, but he's down from the Mount Academy prep school team. He's decided to come down and play for the Vitos here in U16 AAA. He has the puck in the corner. Pass for Livingstone's going to go off his stick. That will be kept in by McQuaid as he'll fire one on goal, but it's going to be blocked on its way through by Joel Hackler, number 34. Comes free for Cooling. Cooling has the puck in the circle. Pass in front, tipped on goal. Stop made by Pickram. That's looking to clear. That's going to be sent down the ice, and that'll be an icing call, or a negated icing call as Sebi Surratt, number 8, gets there first in the forward check. Puck comes free. Here's Hackala. Hackala will cycle it in deep as he takes a hit and then go for a change. McQuaid will collect up for Wilson as Surratt in on the forward check, looking to keep the puck inside the Vito zone. Battle ensues. Puck comes free as here is DeBay. Lets a shot go. Blocked in front by Sutter McQuaid, number 8 for the Vitos. Puck will be sent back in the zone by Surratt as he'll go for a change. Gets some praise from his head coach. Puck comes free. Here's McNeil. McNeil will shoot one off the rush. Just goes off a stick and wide of the net as we're 2.5 minutes deep into this first period. A great pace so far here in Bedford. Here's Cutler on the right wing. Cutler went to the zone, but quickly picked up by Ben Creighton for the Armada. Puck comes free behind the net. Vitos have it. As here is Sam Whitaker. Puck comes free from McNeil. Armada have possession in their own zone. Here's DeBay. Up for Creighton. He'll try and poke out the zone. Comes free as Van Polgis finds DeBay. Gets it back to Van Polgis. He'll shoot one off the pad. As a save made by Malia. Vitos get possession. Looking to clear and a hit after the pass. Expect to see lots of that as Bungay will send it back towards the Vitos zone. And in the forward check is Chisholm. He'll free up the puck. Owen Chisholm will circle back from his own zone. It's going to be played in the corner. Arbo takes a hit on Chisholm. Arbo gets the better of that exchange. A physical start here in Bedford, and this time the puck will go to the bench of Colin McCern. So in case you haven't heard, it recently came out where the Nova Scotia Provincials will be. They'll be in Cape Breton, more specifically Member 2, so the Cape Breton Jets will be hosting Provincials this year. Or the Maritime Championship will be in Tyne Valley, PEI. The winner of the regular season gets an automatic bye to the Maritime Championship, just like last season. As here's Brady out of the corner, looking to center it. Puck comes free. Here's O'Leary. O'Leary plays it back for Brady. Brady, we're number 12 here on a football Sunday. Pass in front's going to be intercepted. Here's Thompson. Shot from the point off the pad. His rebound was cleared away to the corner. A shot on goal hits a stick on the way through. As here comes Cormier for the Vitos. He'll poke it inside the Armada zone. Thompson will slap it out. And that's going to be cleared back inside the zone. Glove down by O'Leary. Seth O'Leary will go cross ice to the opposite wall, but picked off by McKinnon. As Maxie McKinnon came pinching through, it comes free for Brady on the other side. As that's going to be turned over. Played up ahead. Vitos might have a step as McKinnon couldn't get to that loose puck first. Brady gets tied up and neutralized, comes free for Balia. Here is Luke Balia out of his own corner. He'll look up ice. Balia makes a move by the forward check. Still has the puck in neutral. That's going to be sticked off of him by Maimon on the back check. He'll play it back for his D-man McNeil. McNeil up the middle finds Fougier. Fougier has the puck. He'll make a move, but he can't get by Shanks. Fougier still has a rebound. Was there as Maimon couldn't poke that one in. I still have the puck and sent it in deep. The veteran Maimon finds Fougier down low. Fougier trying to cycle. It's going to be picked off by Degla for the Vitos. Degla looking for Graves, or Shanks rather, looking to clear. Picked up by the Armada in the offensive zone. Play to the point. McNeil couldn't handle it cleanly as Balia lost the puck. Maimon still has it, but poked out the zone. Todd will recollect for the Armada. As he'll go opposite wall looking for Erim. That's going to be out of his reach. Vitos have plenty of time and space to clear the zone as Shanks up for Balia. Misses him. Ends up on the stick of Todd. Todd up for Luke Maimon, the veteran captain. Will try and weave his way through Dagla. Played up the wall, sent in deep by Erin. Back to retrieve it is Arbo. He'll go up the wall for Chip Livingstone. Livingstone finds Dagla. Dagla streaking his way through on the right side. Enters the zone. Will chip it in deep into the corner. Dagla and O'Toole out there on the forward check for St. John. Comes free for Dagla. The goal line shot was fanned on. It's going to be collected by Joel Hakala. Hakala will try and clear, go off the netting, and that will stop play. So as I mentioned, the Maritime Championship has to go through Tyne Valley. As you can see the oysters and the potatoes on your screen. A beautiful facility in the Cavendish Farms Community Event Center. That will be the hosts of this year's Maritime Championship. Last year it was in Port Hawkesbury. This year it will be across the Confederation Bridge. As the Armada win the face-off inside their own zone, as Ald couldn't handle the pass, and that will go all the way down. No icing is a signal. God dang, last man back for the Vitos. He'll cycle it, but that's going to be turned over into the forecheck. Pass in front there. Ald fanned on the one-timer. That would have been a good look there. As Macklin's shot goes off a shin pad and into the staff area here at the Greenfoot Energy Center. A freezing cold Sunday afternoon. It's 2:40 local time. Appreciate you watching wherever you are. The shots are 3-0 in favor of the home team Armada, who have came to play here in Bedford. Vitos had a bit of a sleepy start yesterday too. They were down 2-0 against the Voyageurs early in the first period, but they came back to win 4-2. As they still have their road legs on them right now. As here is Mackinnon. He'll play it back into his own zone. Cooper Mackinnon, the second-year defenseman, will backhand across the ice. Finds Creighton. Creighton will lead the rush for the Armada. Drops it off for DeBay. DeBay enters his zone and shoot one off the rush, and it's going to be stopped by Malia. And he'll freeze play once again. The way you can get into that Maritime Championship, you got to win your province. So after the regular season, the three different provinces represented in this league will split off. So the two PEI teams will play in a best of 7, as will the two New Brunswick teams. So this can be a stop on Malia. The winner of the best of 7 will represent their province in the Maritime Championship. But let's say that the Vitos get first place in the league, they'll get the automatic bye, which would put the Moncton Thunderbirds in the Maritime Championship as automatic New Brunswick winners. As the Thunderbirds currently sit in last place in the league, so that would create an interesting scenario. Take a look at the standings here quickly to show you what I'm talking about. Thunderbirds and Vitos in at 1 and 12. So if Vitos win the league and get the bye, the Thunderbirds will also get a bye inside that championship, as they will be championship of New Brunswick. So something to keep an eye on as we dwindle our way down into the season. We're nearing the Christmas break. As here's Cormier at the D2D pass from McKinnon. Return feed over to McKinnon. Played up the wall. Sent in deep by Wilson. It's tucked to Honey Bop in the corner. Here is Livingstone out there with Cooling and Wilson. These are the top dogs, you could say, in the whole league, and they're definitely the best players in this team. As here's Livingstone. Pass ahead is going to be picked off by Van Polgis, who will go for a change. McKinnon back to retrieve it. McKinnon, a point-per-game defenseman here in the U16 league, as it's going to be sent in deep by Wilson. That will go off the body of Mackinnon, played by Pickram. Mackinnon collects the puck from his goaltender. Mackinnon will poke it up ahead. It's a foot race for the puck as Surratt couldn't get to there first. That's going to be picked up by Cutler. Cutler up the boards, looking to clear the Vitos. Puck is bouncing at neutral ice. That's going to be a penalty, I believe. Head contact is a signal. Let's see if it's 2 or 4. It will all depend on how many fingers the referee puts up. 2 minutes is the signal for Sebi Surratt. So the first power play of the game will go to the Vitos as they'll keep their top dogs out there. McKinnon and Dagla will join this power play. Expect a great puck movement here. This is their bread and butter. Livingstone and Cooling both have over 7 power play goals this year. As here is Cooling, pass across. McKinnon wanted the one-timer, but he couldn't get it in his wheelhouse. McKinnon, centering pass, goes off his skate. And watch out here. The Armada are shorthanded with a 2-on-1. Here's Bouchier and Maitman. Pass across. It's out of the reach of the intended recipient. Bouchier will play on here in Bedford. As here is Livingstone. Over to McKinnon. McKinnon, one of the premier defensemen in this league. He'll drop it off. Here is Wilson. As they wanted an offside on the play, that being the Armada bench. Here's Livingstone at the top of the zone. He'll make a move towards the half wall, but it's going to be intercepted. As a great penalty kill here from the Armada. You can tell they did their pre-scout on this one. They seem to have their sticks in every lane. That'll be cleared down the ice. Same unit stays out there for St. John. Here is McKinnon. He'll lead the rush for the Vitos here on the road. McKinnon will weave his way through neutral ice. Drops it off for Dagla. Dagla, cross ice feed looking for Wilson. Picked up. Wilson up for Cooling. He has a little bit of space here. Cooling will shoot one on. Stop made by Pickram through the screen. That's all freeze play. And a shove out to the whistle, and that'll be a penalty. A little bit of frustration there from this Vitos power play. As Cameron Wilson, the new guy, will sit for 2 or less. That will even things up. Slashing is the signal. Wilson not happy with that call. So 4-on-4 for the next 55 seconds. 11:27 to go in the opening frame. Still no score. Vitos just got their first 2 shots of the game on the power play. It's 5-2 in that category. That's going to be cleared down the ice, but that will be no icing. As getting a stick on that one was Lyndon Todd. He'll play behind his own net. Todd turned over. As here's O'Toole. O'Toole sent it back in deep. Bungay there to pick it up. Here's Isaac Bungay. Played up ahead. Finds a stick of Van Polgis. 1-on-1 developing here. Van Polgis makes a move. Steals the puck, but he just played it a little too far ahead of himself. As looking to clear the Vitos. He poked up the wall. And that will make its way on the stick of Hakala in the back check. Hakala gets shoved off the puck. Comes free for Van Polgis. Lucas Van Polgis looking to center it. It's going to go off his skate. As Shanks tangled up there with Van Polgis. Or Hakala rather. That's his Belia the other way. That's going to be played on net. And that'll be a whistle and an extra hack after the fact on Pickram. Armada come to the defense of their goaltender. So 4-on-4 for the next 5 seconds. Surratt ready to get back out there. As he gets the direction from his coach to go back to the bench after the penalty expired. Armada will have 1:05 of power play time. Once Surratt's back out there. Puck is dropped. One back to the corner. As here's Mackinnon. Mackinnon will go off the boards, and that will be sent down the ice for an icing call. So they let the Armada complete the change there. So 1:02 of power play time for the Armada. Their first chance here today. They've got a pretty good man advantage himself. As Ahern will take the face-off against Van Polgis inside the Armada zone off the icing. Won by the Vitos. As here is Pearson. Played back inside the zone. Thompson will collect possession for the Armada. They got 50 seconds of power play time remaining. As cross-ice pass picked up by Mackinnon. Mackinnon will slow things down the half wall, makes a move up top. Mackinnon will shield the puck with his body, finds Thompson. Thompson will walk into the circle. Shot takes a bounce as got blocked in front, and that'll be cleared down the ice. And watch out hit the linesman on the way down, so that's a good break for the Armada here at home. Here's Makinen. He'll circle back on his own blue line. Cooper Makinen enters the zone, looks for a lane. He'll send it in deep, but Godin was ready for that one. He'll go up the wall. And that will be collected and cleared down the ice by the Vitos, who are doing a great job on this penalty kill. Pickram out to play it, leaves it for Thompson. 10 seconds to go in the man advantage, looking to stretch the zone as Brady will chip it off the glass. McKinnon there to collect. McKinnon over to Cormier. That's going to be sent down the ice once again. And funny hop comes free. Here's Greeley. Greeley will shoot under the glove of Pickram as the penalty expires. He'll play the puck. As here come the Armada. With it now is Aaron. Aaron on the left wall will drag. Aaron still has the puck as he gets tangled up with two Vitos in the back check. Aaron play to the point, but fanned on, so it's going to be picked up for the Vitos. Here is Cutler, as that will be a hit on the play, frees up the puck. 9 minutes to go. As McKinnon looks for the loose puck as he has Fougier on the forecheck. McKinnon will go up the boards. Good play by the defenseman. Cutler looking to clear. That will escape the zone. Last man back is Lyndon Todd for the Armada. Todd will take it from behind his own net. Makes a move past the forecheck. Puck nearly came free onto the stick of Greeley, but it's going to be cleared away. Vitos regain possession. It's going to be cleared in deep. McNeil there to collect. He'll leave it for Todd. Todd goes skate to stick, but turned over behind the net. As Armada get it right back. That'll be sent towards the middle. Picked off by Greeley, but McNeil there with the stick to poke it off him. Here's Shanks. Shanks will try and clear. Sent it in the corner. McNeil has it. Looking to clear the zone as he gets taken down. Good forecheck by the Vitos. Here's Cutler down low, but picked off. As that'll be sent to the middle. McQuaid uses his skate to keep that in the zone. Vitos have possession. It's going to be played to the crease, but off his skate. There's Cutler up top for McQuaid. Finds Shanks, so he'll send it in the corner. Good zone pressure here by the Vitos as they're got their legs underneath them now. As Maven looking for the hit, comes free. Cutler has it behind the net, gets tangled up. Looking for Cooling in front. Battle ensues. McNeil has it, look to clear, finds Fougier. Fougier for the Armada has the puck. Here's Zach Fougier, the rookie forward, will take it across the blue line and send it in deep. So go for a change. A fresh fleet of Armada out on the ice now. As watch out there, another puck on the bench. Colin McSear nearly got hit in the face. So 7.5 to go. Still no score here in Bedford. Two top dogs in this league going at it here this afternoon. As it'll be DeBay versus Livingstone for this face-off. That's Cooling, rather. My apologies. Here's Godin. Plays it behind the net. Up the wall, looking for Wilson, who gets hit on the play. Comes free. DeBay will send it back in deep as Cooling was getting up. The puck hit him. DeBay will chip it back into the zone. Cooling there to collect. Case and Cooling loses the puck as the forecheck has been great for the Armada today. On both sides, actually. That's going to be a hit and a penalty. Cross-checking the call. The Armada will head back to the man advantage. Looks like it was Jake Arbo who took the penalty for the Vitos. So Armada with their first full chance at the man advantage here today. They had a partial one a few moments ago, but this is their first crack at a full 2 minutes. As here is DeBay, he'll send it around the wall, looking for Fougier. He'll collect. Fougier puts a move on the half wall, looking for an option. Plays it down low for Van Polgeest. Lucas Van Polgeest has it on the half wall now as he'll circle up the wall. Finds Mayment, return pass for Van Polgeest. Here is Lucas Van Polgeest, back up top for Mayment. Mayment will switch spots with Makinen as he'll play it across for DeBay. Back for Makinen. Makinen will look for a lane. He'll walk in and pass to the half wall. As here is Devin DeBay, back up for Makinen. Makinen over to Van Polgeest. Pass across, turned over by Wilson as a hit. Will free up the puck. As Makinen shot blocked by Wilson. What a shift on the PK for number 23. As they look to clear, it's going to be kept in, but Makinen has no stick after the collision as Van Polgeest will take the pass from the feet of Makinen. As they go to the bench for a new stick. Shout out to equipment manager for getting Makinen a new twig there. As shot off the rush, rebounds there, but cleared away. Is off the side of the net, loose in front, spinning in the creases. Malia is able to cover up. As a few shoves after the fact and a headlock in front of the crease. You can tell this game means a little bit more for both these teams. Every whistle comes with a few extra shoves. Still 54 seconds of power play time. But no, it looks like DeBay took a penalty. Might be one on each side, so might remain 5-on-4. We'll see. So they'll send Van Polgeest in as well. And they'll also send McKinnon. So try and figure out the formations here. 2 players aside in each box. Looks like it will remain a Armada power play. We're still sorting things out here. Let's take a look at the standings. Vitos, 28 points. Having a great season so far. Looking to stay atop. As I mentioned before, the winner of the regular season gets an automatic bye to the Maritime Championship. So lots to play for in the regular season here in the U16 AAA League. So 2 big points on the line here today. Armada looking to keep pace at the top of the standings. They're in 4th right now, as you can see. We're still sorting out the penalties. A lot of players involved in that scrum after that whistle there. Makes for a bit of confusion. So they'll send the extra guy, Whitaker. So that will keep things at 5-on-4 with 54 seconds on the original penalty. Armada remain on the man advantage. Puck is dropped. One to the corner. Armada looking for possession as all just gets tangled up. There's pass in front off a stick of a Vito, and that will make it to the blue line. O'Leary holds the zone. Played over across. Here's a Hakala. Pass in front. Looking for the return feed was Hakala. Puck bounced off his stick as it's loose in the middle of the zone. All looking for it. Plays it for O'Leary, who will slap it around the boards. Finds a stick of Hakala. Hakala down low for Brady. Brady back for Hakala on the half wall. Uses his skate to collect the puck. Hakala goes back in for Todd. Todd in the quarterback position. Finds O'Leary back for Todd. 15 seconds to go in the power play. Here's Hakala. Hakala back up top for Todd, but his pass is out of the reach. So Armada forced to regroup. O'Leary will take it and neutralize. Send it in deep as the penalty's now over for Arbo. So back to 5-on-5, but both teams still have 2 players penalized in the box. As McQuaid will go up the boards. Kept in by Todd. Shot on goal. Tipped on net. Rebound there. O'Leary sends it just wide of the net. Probably the best chance of the game so far. Pretty tight defensive matchup here. Both teams not really giving an inch. As there's 5 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Puck bouncing neutral ice. Todd looking for it. Degla pokes it loose. Here's Degla on the backhand. Stop made by Pickram with a pad. Degla gets his own rebound. As Baleo there to poke it back in the zone. Pass it ahead. Here's Fougier, but he couldn't handle the pass. Comes free from McQuaid. McQuaid will play it up the wall as he gets a forward check from Fougier. Pass in front by Maitman. Finds Thompson up top. Thompson shot tipped on goal as penalty coming up once again. Another whistle. Slashing is the indication from the referee. Looks like the Vitos will be penalized once again. As McQuaid will sit. So the Vitos have 3 defensemen in the box right now. Makes for a pretty tough penalty kill. Puck is dropped. Played up to the point. Here's Mackinnon. Another power play here for the Armada. Mackinnon will take it to the top of the circle. Shot is blocked by Noah Cormier. Comes free for Arbo behind the net. It's pass in front looking for Mackinnon. He'll shoot one, stop, mate. Rebound's there, but cleared away. That's going to be kept in at the line by Thompson. Here is Mackinnon. Played over across for Maidment. Maidment will switch spots with Thompson. Finds Mackinnon, who will drag and shoot one pass in front. As a shot pass from Mackinnon made its way to the stick of Erin. As Erin has it behind the net. Maidment will shoot one through the screen. It's going to go off a body and out of play. With 3:44 to go. So the previously penalized players on both sides can head it back out there. So a little bit of reinforcement as McKinnon and Whitaker back out there, and Van Polgeest and DeBay. So just the one man in the box now. It's McQuaid for the Vitos. Mackinnon will remain out there for this power play. 4 new teammates out there with him. Here's Surratt up for Mackinnon. He'll shoot it back in the zone. Creighton looking forward against Cormier. Cormier wins the battle up the wall. Arbo can handle it. Surratt will hold the zone as he gets a shove. Here's Mackinnon up top. Over cross for O'Leary. O'Leary will look for a lane. As he'll hesitate. O'Leary cross ice. Finds the stick of Hackla. Shot on goal. Rebound was there but cleared away. Good defensive stick by the Vitos in front of their own net. As they'll clear it down the ice. 3 1/4 to go in the period. 1 minute remaining on the Vitos penalty. As O'Leary has it. Here is Seth O'Leary down the right wall. Will try and make a move. Drops it off for Hackla. Hackla spins on the half wall up top for Mackinnon. Mackinnon will drag and shoot unblocked. Off the shin pad of Cutler. Comes free for Hackla. Hackla will look for a lane and shoot it towards the goal. Tipped in front. Off the stick of Creighton. Just goes wide. Picked up by Hackla once again. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Here's Hackla. He'll weave his way out the top of the zone. Hackla on the goal line. Pass in front. Finds O'Leary. Shot on. Blocked once again by the Vitos. And that's going to be cleared up and high up the skies. Watch out, Dan. Puck recollected by the Armada. Here's Hackla. Hackla will get the line and send it in deep. 12 minutes of power play time remaining for the Armada. It's going to be picked up by Pearson to go across the wall, but right into the stick of Bungay. Bungay will shoot it towards the goal. It's going to be gloved down by Malia as he'll play the puck as the penalty expires. So 2:17 remaining. Back to 5-on-5. DeBay in for the draw against Cooling. He's back out there. I guess Cooling and Livingstone don't kill penalties. As here is Van Polgeest. Pass in front as DeBay was all tangled up. Couldn't accept the pass. McKinn back on the ice. That's going to be cleared out the zone. Picked up. Here's Bungay. Bungay will throw it back towards the Vito zone, but picked off by Trip Livingstone. Has looked to clear. It's going to be picked off by McNeil this time and sent the opposite way. Out to play it is Malia. He'll leave it for his man Cormier. Cormier up for McKinnon. That'll be sent all the way down for an icing call against the Vitos, who've been out there for a while. They can't change. Cooling hunched over, catching his breath. Livingstone, McKinnon, Cooling out there with Cormier as well. That's Chisholm, DeBay, Van Polgeest, Bungay, and Cohen McNeil out there for the Armada for this face-off inside the Vito zone. Puck dropped, one back by the Vitos. Here is McKinnon. McKinnon will go off the glass. I'm going to clear. Foot race for the puck as that will slowly make its way into the zone. No icing is the signal. Here is Bungay. Puck comes free behind the net. McNeil there to collect. As he has Cormier on him. Puck comes free as it's going to be cleared away by Bungay. 1:22 to go in the opening frame. So no score. Great game on hand here on the Sunday afternoon. There's Degla looking for Chisholm on the forecheck. Or looking to get past him, I should say, as that's going to be played to the line. Bungay there to collect. He'll send it back towards the Vito zone. Blocker in the corner by Malia. Cycled back in deep by McKinnon. DeBay on the forecheck gets the puck. Last minute of play in the first. Battle ensues in the corner for the puck. Comes free for Livingstone. He's been out there for a while. Here's DeBay. Off the turnover. He'll send it towards the net. Just goes wide. Bungay will find the rebound. That's going to be sent on goal. Tip just wide. 40 seconds to go. Here's Van Polgeest out the wall looking for DeBay. Chisholm will try to collect. This comes free for Degla who will look to clear. Kept in by McNeil. McNeil will hesitate on the blue line. Pass to the middle. Here's Van Polges. Centering pass. Chisholm fanned on the shot as he had the whole net to shoot at. As chance the other way now. Here is Livingstone. Trip Livingstone will shoot one on. Stop made by Pickram as it's getting loud here in Bedford. A few shoves after the fact and a extra cross check from Van Polges will cause a stir. And watch out here. A Donnybrook going on in the right corner. Top scorer in the league, Livingstone got a cross check in the back, and that will cause a few shoves. As the Rocky theme song getting played, a suiting tune. Van Polges gets the cross check. Looks like he's the only guy heading to the box. Referees discussing the play right in the high slot area of the Armada zone. "17 seconds to go in the period." Another lengthy discussion after the penalties. Looks like they'll send Livingstone in as well. Seems like it will remain 5-on-5. Van Polges might have gotten the extra 2. As there's 2 minutes on the clock on the Armada side. So that extra cross check might have given Van Polges the extra minor penalty. Or the extra 2 minutes at least. So it looks like a Vitos power play, but they're without Livingstone, who's in the box. They'll send out Cameron Wilson and Kason Cooling as extra man Hakala. So Van Polges gets the extra 2. It's going to be a 5-on-4 power play for the Vitos here late in the period. If they don't score here in 17 seconds, it will carry on into the second. Puck is dropped. As here's McKinnon. Over to Godin. Godin's shot is blocked. 10 seconds to go. That will be cleared to the bench, and watch out Dons once again. Not sure what Matt Donnelly said to his team before the game, but they're trying to hit him with the puck. All in good jokes, of course. Matt Donnelly, no stranger to blocking shots in his hockey career. So 8 seconds to go on the clock. Puck is dropped, one back from McKinnon. A shot from Wilson just goes wide. 5 seconds to go, last chance. Here's Godin, sends it in deep, and that's going to do it for the opening frame. So we're still deadlocked at zeros after 20. You're tuned to High Button Sports live from Bedford. We'll be back in about 12 minutes or so for the second period. Welcome back inside the Greenfoot Energy Center, Pad B. Still no score to report. U16 AAA action going on in Bedford. Armada versus Vitos. A penalty-filled first frame, as there's still 1:43 of power play time for the Vitos. A little bit of a scrum happened with 17 seconds left in the frame. 2 in the box for the Armada and 1 in for the Vitos as we're underway here in the second period. Just mentioned, still no score. There's 1:34 of power play time, and this is one of the best power plays in the league, if not the best. Here is McKinnon. McKinnon will dump it in past the glove of Pickram. As puck comes free on the wall, battle ensues. Played the boards. Comes free for a moment, play to the wall. Here's Degla up for Cooling. Finds McKinnon. McKinnon will look for a lane, loses the puck from fresh ice out there. It's passed in the middle, intercepted. That'll be cleared up for Mayman, who fanned the clearing attempt. It's going to be kept in by Degla. Degla will weave his way through it in the corner now. Degla as comes free for Livingstone. Here is McKinnon. Livingstone's the box penalty. He's Cooling one-timer. Stop made with a blocker of Pickram. So Livingstone, one of their top guys, is sitting in the box right now. They're still in the power plays. Here's Cooling. Cooling on the half wall, looks for an option. He'll fake one way, go to the other. Finds McKinnon. McKinnon will drag on the backhand, pass in front, and they stop made! Rebound, they score! Some great passing from the Vitos power play. Took a few chances, but Cameron Wilson, number 23, gets the goal for the Vitos. An amazing save from Pickram on the original shot, but rebound was right there for the taking. Armada had a few chances to clear, but it is now a 1-0 game. Vitos get an early power play goal in the second period. So drop the puck. It's going to be played back in the Vitos zone. Malia out to play it. Leaves it for McQuaid. McQuaid will fake out the forechecker from behind the net. Played up the wall, but go off a stick. Kept into the zone. Chisholm has the puck. Will center it, but intercepted. This here is Greeley looking to clear. Comes free neutral ice. As Cutler will send it in deep. Takes a hit in the process from Brady. Played around the wall. Here's Todd behind his own net. Todd will look to start the rush. Off the wall for Chisholm. It's going to be kept in by McQuaid. Whistle. Next whistle, the players can exit the box. As here's Greeley. Up for Cutler. Cutler gets hit neutral ice by Chisholm. Duty pass finds Thompson. Thompson goes up the boards looking for Brady. Intercepted by Shanks in neutral ice. As played back by O'Leary in his own zone. Here's Seth O'Leary. D over to Todd. Todd will flick it up the zone. And watch out here. Might be a 2-on-1 developing. As diving effort from O'Leary, but he couldn't make the play over to Brady. Puck is bouncing. Comes free for Cutler. Cutler has Belia with them. So let his shot go wide of the net. As Vitos are changing. Poked up ahead. Comes free for Chisholm at the end of his shift, so he'll dump it in deep. Him and Arbo will get tangled up in a hit by Arbo with the shoulder. Arbo looking for the puck in the corner. DeBay and him battling for it. Comes free for DeBay. DeBay up top for McNeil. McNeil will play to the opposite corner. Looking for a tip perhaps. Creighton will send it back in deep. As puck came loose there off a funny hop in front, but cleared away. Here's Cutler looking to clear. That will be kept in. Or no, McNeil couldn't hold the line. Linesman deems it offside. Nope. Van Polagiste can't exit the box yet, but Livingstone back out there, so he's available for the Vitos now. Out of the box, so there's 3 minutes have come and gone here in the second period. Vitos scored an early power play goal from Cameron Wilson to make it 1-0 in this one. That's going to be cleared right on goal. Stop made by Malia. And that will freeze play. Face off will be the blocker side of the Vitos goaltender inside their zone. And for the draw is Ahern. Puck is dropped. Won by DeBay. Back for McMackinnon, who will send it in deep off the wall. Gaudin looking for it behind the net as he gets hit by Fougere on the forecheck. Puck comes free. And here is Pearson looking to clear. That will be sent back in the zone by Creighton. As here is a chance for DeBay. He's a shot go. This goes wide. He had a good look in front of the net. Here's DeBay again. DeBay wins the battle as he takes a hit, and that'll be a penalty. As here is Makinen. Makinen will drag his way through the slot. Makinen will shoot one on. He scores. Cooper Makinen gets the goal, and it's a shot after the whistle. So the Armada have just tied the game after the delayed penalty call. Let's see what happens here. So the original penalty will be negated, but there might be another one to the Vitos after the whistle. Cooper Makinen scored the goal. So lots going on here in Bedford. .345 the time of the marker, the tying goal. Not sure if you can hear the discussion going on. Makinen's got four fingers up. Head coach Matt Donnelly waiting for an explanation from the referee. They're still discussing the play. As Arbo will be the first man in the box. As Donnelly will get his explanation. As both members using hand gestures, as looks like the referee said he got the arms up a little high. These are the cool things you get to see when you have our angle here in pad B with the scaffolding right above the timekeeper's box. So Donnelly gets his explanation, whether he likes it or not. So after all that, it looks like it will be a 4-minute power play for the Armada as they're looking to figure out who they want on the ice. Van Volgees will be the last man to line up with a face-off. Puck is dropped. So another bit of a delay. So Armada, 4-minute power play after all that. As here is Van Volgees. Here's Fougere. Shot stop made. Rebounds there and then sent to the corner. It's still loosened behind the net as they whack away. Played with a glove. A few cross checks in front of the net. And they finally blow the whistle. And once again, a bit of a melee after the whistle. Once again, the Rocky music comes on. So let's see what comes out of that skirmish. So Cormier will sit, and looks like joining him is Luke Mayman, the captain for the Armada. It will remain 5-on-4, I believe. An intense game here on a Sunday afternoon as we approach the evening. It's 3:23 local time. Things heating up in a very cold rink here in the Greenfoot Energy Center. Livingstone, the captain, getting an explanation from the referee. Looks like they'll just send one guy each.
Don't worry, I got time.
As they'll drop the puck right to our right here up in the booth. DeBay against Wilson. Puck is dropped. Played up ahead. Here's Van Volgees over to Fougere, but he lost the handle. Vitos came in on the back check. Here's Van Volgees up top. As their model will set up here in the power play. Here's O'Leary. Shot from the top of the circle. Goes well wide of the net. DeBay looking to corral it. Kept in by Makinen as he gets tangled up on the blue line. Makinen takes a shove. Holds on to the puck. Makinen will drag and shoot one. Looking for his second in the game was number 77. but that will go wide of the net. Here's O'Leary, the opposite wall. Finds Van Polgeest. Van Polgeest. Back for O'Leary up top. Over for Makinen. Finds Van Polgeest, but he can't handle the one-touch pass from Makinen. DeBay looking for it in the corner. DeBay up for Makinen as he announces goal. Here's O'Leary's shot on goal, looking for the top shelf snipe. That'll go over the net, and that's going to be out the zone. As watch out here, poked ahead. Livingstone might have a step, and watch out, goaltender from well of his crease, and that's going to be a penalty. So, as a shot after the fact, lots going on here at the Greenfoot Entry Center. Pickram came flying out of his crease to make the play. As Makinen will head to the box right away. Livingstone might join him. It's a few more shoves. McKinnon and DeBay looking to get a piece of each other.
How is he?
So goalie interference is the call. I believe Pickram's fair game once he's out of his blue paint. That's the argument on the Vitos side as well. A few words being exchanged between Makinen and Livingstone. So they'll drop the puck. Inside. They'll drop the puck inside of the Vitos zone. Armada still in the power play. 2 players in the box on the Armada side, 3 for the Vitos. As they'll drop the puck. Armada still in the man advantage. Here is Bungay. Bungay plays it down low for Irvin. Irvin pass in front off the pad. That nearly snuck through. That's going to be recollected by the Vitos and sent down the ice. Pickram out to play it once again. He just drew the penalty on Livingstone. Here is Bungay. Over to Aaron. Aaron puts the brakes on. He enters the zone. Aaron at the top of the circle. Down low for Brady. Brady centering pass up top for Maidman. McNeil shot as Hackle at one rip. Penalty coming up as puck is still there near the blue paint. And watch out here. Another Donnybrook. Punch is being thrown this time. So a scrummy game here on a Sunday. The parade of the penalty box continues as McKinnon and Surratt will join their teammates. So a pretty full box.
Let this shit happen, Stripes. Give me.
As they're trying to sort out the penalties on both sides, which has been a pretty tough task today. 14 a quarter to go. The second period slowly trickling its way down. And I say slowly with emphasis, as here is O'Leary. O'Leary at the top of the blue line. Armada still in the power play as Bungay holds the zone. Play the corner. Here's Frugier. Frugier centering, passing for O'Leary off a stick. And here's Van Polgeest. Sends it to the corner. Pass across, can be cleared, but off a shin pad, stays inside the zone. Here's Van Polgeest looking for it, but that's going to be intercepted and sent down the ice. So here come the Armada. Here's Bungay. Sends it in deep. Frugier will collect it from behind his own net. That's going to be centered. Looking to clear. There's a potential 2-on-1 developing here. Here's Pearson and Cutler. Up ahead, Cutler shoots one, and he scores! Sure-handed goal for the Vitos! Cutler goes over the glove. Great feed from Pearson. on the shorthanded 2-on-1. Gets an ovation from the 4 players in the Vitos box. And it is now 2-1 off the shorty. What a game here in Bedford. As here's O'Leary looking for it. It's him and Pearson get tangled up. Comes free. Here's Thompson. Thompson played up the wall. O'Leary finds Van Polgeest. Van Polgeest will make a move and neutral ice. Still has the puck. Van Polgeest takes it wide past Degla. Up the wall looking for Fougier. Fougier has it. Finds O'Leary. O'Leary back for Fougier on the half wall. Fougier goes down low for Van Polgeest. Van Polgeest back for Fougier as a lane to the net. Pass in front off a body. That's going to be clear to the corner. Godin got in front of that one. O'Leary up top for Thompson. Thompson looks for a lane. He'll switch spots of O'Leary. Takes it down the wall. Thompson fakes a slapper. Still has it. Thompson pass in front. It's going to be sent just wide of the net. There's O'Leary now. He'll collect. O'Leary puts the brakes on the half wall. Shot towards the goal off the pad. Rebounds there for Fougier. Back for O'Leary. O'Leary up for Thompson. Thompson with 7 seconds to go on the power play. Cross-ice feed. O'Leary takes it off the wall. O'Leary shimmy shakes his way down the boards. Pass in front off a skate. And watch out here. Arba might have had a step. As here's O'Leary. Pass in front. Shot just goes wide of the net over top of the goaltender. Looking to clear the Vitos. Kept in by Thompson. Puck bouncing behind the net. Fougier on the forward check. That will be clear to the opposite boards by the Vitos. That's going to be sent down the ice, which will be an icing call as the Vitos are no longer shorthanded. So McKinnon back out there as well as Livingstone. Surratt able to rejoin the game as well as he's back on the bench, the Armada. So 5-on-5 for the first time in a while. Hackela will take the face off inside the Vitos zone against Ahern. Puck is dropped. One back by the Vitos, looking to clear. Pearson will go up the boards. He had the great assist in the most recent goal, shorthanded. Here's Hackela up for Creighton. Creighton will send it in deep. Hackela on the forward check, takes a bump, finds Creighton again. Creighton from behind the goal line, looking to shield the puck as he had McQuaid all over him. Comes free behind the net for McQuaid. McQuaid puts the brakes on behind the net. Up the boards as that's a hit on the play on Cutler. Frees up the puck. Here's Hackela. Hackela couldn't make the play in front. Whitaker will go up the wall. Finds Pearson. Pearson on the backhand goes forehand up the boards, and it's a foot race for the puck. Here come the Vitos. 2-on-1. Whitaker driving the net, but they couldn't find the puck. Over to him as a hit by Hackela. Will be a penalty on the play. Another penalty in this one. So we wait to see the official call. Looks like McNeil and Hackela are both sitting. As McNeil takes an interesting route back to his bench through the penalty box. So just the one penalty on that one. That was Hackela who got it. So after all that, we got a Vitos power play. As that will be immediately cleared out the zone by the Armada. This has been impossible to keep up with, and I hope I can understand what's going on. A lot of confusion in the rink as well if you're watching from home, as Livingstone will send it in deep. As Bungay takes a hit from Livingstone on the forward check. That will be cleared outside the zone. McKinnon, last man back. He'll take it behind his own net, looking to escape Van Polgeest. On the forward check, shorthanded. Here's McKinnon. Starts the rush for the Vitos, drops it off. This here is Cameron Wilson. Wilson will take it wide and enter the zone. It's going to be offside the line, which will stop play once again. We are almost halfway through this regulation. 10:19 to go in the second. We'll play one more 20-minute period after this one. And if we still need a winner. It'll go to 3-on-3 overtime for 5 minutes and then a shootout after that if they don't score. Cooling will take the face-off and neutral ice on the power play. It's going to be one back by the Armada. As here's Todd with a chance to clear, and he will. Good job for the Armada so far of neutralizing this heavy power play for the Vitos. Here's McKinnon. McKinnon through the middle of the ice. Will drop it off for Livingstone. Here is Chip Livingstone. Will take it wide as he enters the zone. Livingstone has 8 power play goals this year. Livingstone out of the corner, looking for a lane. Pass up top for McKinnon. Vitos are now set up on the power play. McKinnon over to Livingstone. Will look at slap shot, go blocked. Rebounds there in the slot, cleared away as Cooling finds it on the opposite boards. Cooling up for McKinnon, who will lose the puck. But Livingstone there on the back check will get there first. As Fougier try to get it from him. Livingstone enters the zone. Livingstone shot, go off the glove of Pickram. Puck comes free in the corner. Right up the boards. Cooling looking for it as Fougier couldn't clear. Kept in by Livingstone. Here's Wilson. Shot low. Stop made by the pad of Pickram. Here's Wilson again out of the corner. Cameron Wilson. Cross ice feed. Finds Cooling. Pass in front. And tipped just wide by Dagla. And that will be collected and kept in for a moment. Armada have a chance to clear. Fougier one-on-one shorthanded with McKinnon. Fougier will shoot one on goal. Stop made by Balia. Rebound collected by Dagla. He'll go up the wall for Livingstone. Livingstone is tangled up in neutral ice with McNeil. Puck comes free. It's going to be sent in deep by Cooling. 9 minutes to go now here in the second period. We're back to 5-on-5. Armada kill off the penalty. We'll send some fresh troops out there for the Vitos. They have the puck in the O zone. Wilson's still out there. He's on the forecheck against Makinen. Has hit on the boards. Frees up the puck. Centering pass. Here's Wilson. Shot low. It's going to wide of the net. As a rebound played by the net by Makinen. He gets tangled up with Wilson. As centering pass. Shot stop made. As Greeley was right there on the doorstep. But Pickram keeps it 2-1. Here's O'Toole. The top of the zone. Gets nudged off the puck. Battle ensues in front of the Vitos bench. Sent back in deep. Makinen looks up the wall looking for an option. Takes a funny hop. O'Toole finds it. A shot is on. Stop made by Pickram and rebound. Was in the equipment of Pickram as he gets a shove after the whistle. So 8:06 to go. Might be another penalty, and it is, as Whitaker, or sorry, that's O'Toole, gets a slashing call. So another power play here, just after the Vitos just killed it off. Or, sorry, the Armada just killed it off. It's hard to keep track of what's going on in this game, if I'm being honest. A lot of penalties. But just 3 goals, it's 2-1. But the Armada are on the power play right now. So here's Shanks looking to clear of the Vitos, and they will. Pickram out to play it. Leaves it for Makinen. It is Cooper Makinen. Takes it wide in the middle of the ice. Makinen enters the zone. So that's going to be sticked away but picked up. Here's DeBay. We'll slow things down. Sent in deep for Fougier. Fougier takes a bump from Shanks. Makes the play with a Van Polgeest. Puck comes free in the corner. That will be picked up and kept in by O'Leary. O'Leary up for Makinen. Makinen back for O'Leary. O'Leary will walk in and shoot one on goal. Stop made with the glove of Malia. No freeze play. 7.5 to go in the middle frame. Vitos scored a shorthanded goal to make it 2-1. There was no score after the first period. All 3 goals came in this middle frame. Puck is dropped. Battle ensues for the puck. Up the face-off. Comes free for the Armada. Right up to the point for O'Leary. O'Leary will corral it. Finds Makinen up top. Makinen will shoot or fake the shot. Finds DeBay instead. Gets the puck right back. Makinen saucer over to O'Leary, who holds the line. O'Leary through the middle looking for the bumper, which is Van Polgeest. Back up top for O'Leary. O'Leary fakes the shot. Takes it to the middle. It's going to be sticked away, but Makinen will look to keep it in, but he can't. Says good stick from McQuaid will send the puck down the ice. As here is O'Leary, takes the puck from his goaltender. 50 seconds to go in the power play. Here is O'Leary, makes his way through the middle of the zone. Has the puck still. O'Leary shot off the side of the net. As an obstacle loses. Rebound sent off the side of the net as well by Van Polgeest. As it made the netting move, but not on the inside of the net. So that'll be cleared down once again. 30 seconds to go in the power play for the Armada, sorry. Here's Mackinnon from behind his own cage. He'll start the rush on man advantage. Mackinnon enters his zone on the right side, shields the puck with his body, takes it from behind the net on his backhand, centering pass is intercepted, and it's a foot race for the puck, but Hakala uses his wheels and gets there first against Whitaker. And here's Hakala, played up the head. That's going to be all the way down for an icing call. With 6:08 to go. Face-off will be to the blocker side of Pickram. 2 seconds to go in the power play for the Armada. Hand on the door. Puck is dropped. O'Toole back out there. Shot from Arbo. Blocked. Rebound was stopped as Cooling let a shot go. Here come the Armada. Surratt has the puck. He'll send it in the opposite corner as he takes a hit. After doing so, Arbo will collect. Arbo plays it up the wall. It's going to be over the stick of McNeil. That'll be free and neutralized. Picked up and sent right back towards the Vitos zone. Arbo will spear it over to Livingstone. Livingstone across ice speed. Finds nobody as Surratt will collect. Surratt goes off the boards. Sent down inside the Vitos zone. No icing. Here's Gaudin. Off the wall looking for Wilson. Intercepted as Hakala came in on the forecheck. Here's centering pass for Surratt. Just misses him. Here's Surratt again. Sevi Surratt down low for Brady. Brady on the goal line looking for a lane. Will hold on to it. Spins off the forecheck in the corner. Brady centering pass. Tipped its wide by Hakala. Puck comes free. That'll be cleared down the ice. Arm goes up for the linesman, which means it will be an icing call. So 5:06 to go. Maidman still in the box, as is Cormier. They both took 10 minutes, I believe. Puck dropped. One to the wall as Vitos have it. Looking to get into the zone is Gaudin. Sent the other way. As that'll be cleared inside the zone. And the forecheck is Wilson against Thompson. They get tangled up into the boards. Comes free for DeBay. Leaves it for Todd. Todd goes up the wall, finds Van Polagist. Puck in the corner. Comes free in the opposite wall. DeBay. There is Todd now. Todd. One touch pass looking for DeBay in neutral ice. He'll go over his stick. Vitos have it. Here is Wilson looking to dangle his way through the neutral ice. Gets hit into the wall. Puck bouncing up high in the air. Corralled by Belia. As Wilson looking for it. Comes free for Cooling. We'll send it in deep and a few shoves right in front of the Vitos bench. Looking to clear as the Armada. It's going to be kept in at the line by Dagla. Sent in deep. Thompson has the puck again behind the net. Thompson gets pinned into the wall by O'Toole. Todd will collect. Todd will chip it up to the middle of the ice. McKinnon will corral it and go D to D over to Shanks. Shanks will enter the zone, and that's going to be offside and a penalty as well. So another penalty in this one. This time, it is Charlie Thompson. So Vitos are now on the power play. I believe they're 1 for 3 today. They have a shorthanded goal as well. Livingstone against Hakala for the face-off. Puck is dropped. One for Cooling. Cooling gets hit in the wall. Dagla looking for it against McNeil. Wilson looking to poke it out the scrum. He will. Here's Wilson up for Cooling on the half wall. Cooling drops it off for McKinnon. I was looking to return it to him, but he had to skate instead. Wilson looking for it in the corner. Finds McKinnon. Here's Cooling. Takes the slap shot. Plays it down low for Livingstone. That hopped over his stick. And Brady chance to clear, but fanned on. Kept in by Dagla. Dagla over for McKinnon. McKinnon up top for Cooling. Cooling over to Livingstone. Livingstone will shoot one on. Stop made by Pickram. And there'll be no rebound. As there's 3 1/4 to go in the second period of play. Still 2-1. Same unit stays out there for the Vitos. There's 1:24 to go on the power play. Puck dropped. Here's McKinnon. Over to Livingstone. Livingstone back for McKinnon. McKinnon will walk in and shoot one blocked in front. And that'll be cleared down the ice as McNeil made the play with his body. Out to play it is Malia. Malia has Fougier on him. Makes the play up for Livingstone. Livingstone plays it back behind the net for McKinnon. McKinnon will corral it with 1 minute to go on the power play. McKinnon drops it off for Livingstone. Cross-ice feed for Cooling. Cooling returns the pass for Livingstone. Here's Livingstone. Shot up high off the rush. Nearly went over the blocker and into the net, but that one goes wide. As watch out here. Fougier might have a step short-handed, but Cooling on the back check prevents that. As Cooling, good back check there. Makes the play for Degla. Degla enters his zone. Drops it off for Livingstone. Livingstone will walk in and shoot one into the glove of Pickram. There'll be no rebound. Once again. So they'll switch out the power play unit. .34 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Vitos. Puck dropped. That's going to be one back for the Armada, and they'll clear the zone off the face-off win shorthanded. Malia out to play it, leaves it for McQuaid. McQuaid makes a few head fakes behind his own net, as he'll play it up for Shanks. Shanks drops it off. Played up ahead for Cutler. Cutler takes it wide, has a shorthanded goal in this game, the most recent marker in this matchup, as O'Toole will poke it back into the zone. One-timer Shanks blocked in front by Makinen. Attaboy Coop is the chance. Here is Shanks. Shanks down low. As O'Toole has it. We're back to 5-on-5. O'Toole plays to the half wall. Vitos. Balia will send it in deep. Here's Cutler behind the net. Centering pass will bounce over the stick as the Armada have it. Played up ahead. Here's Chisholm. Chisholm has a lane to the net. Chisholm will take it wide, but tangle up with McQuaid. That will free up the puck. Balia will clear it out. Makinen will collect it and neutral ice. Makinen fakes the pass, holds onto it, goes across the ice for Hakala. Hakala will enter the zone, makes a move with the blue line, sends him deep. McQuaid finds it. McQuaid will chip it over to Shanks. 1:15 to go in the second period. Aaron will collect it with his hand, makes the play up top. Aaron shielding the puck. Aaron over to Chisholm. Chisholm in the corner. Back for Aaron on the half wall. Aaron up top for Todd. It takes it on his backhand, puts it back in the zone. Last minute of play. Here's Shanks for the Vitos. Out the turnover. Plays it up the boards. Seems to be played in the middle of the ice off a skate of Makinen. Cutler looking for it. Comes free for the Vitos. 45 seconds to go. As here is Balia. Shot towards the goal. Glove down by Pickram. His rebound was there unintentionally. It's going to be cleared away as Makinen has it. He'll lead the rush for the Armada. 2-on-1. Developing perhaps, but Chisholm couldn't make the play in time. Chisholm's shot just goes over the net. 30 seconds to go now. Here is Bungay on the blue line. Shot looking for the tip on goal. It just goes wide. O'Leary couldn't get a stick on that one. Vitos will clear. Makinen's still out there. He'll send it back in the zone. Picked up by Arbo in his own zone. Arbo up the boards. Finds Balia. Kept in by Bungay rather. Bungay's shot blocked in front by Arbo. Arbo will steer to the corner. 10 seconds to go. Pass in front of the net. Nearly picked off and a hit after the pass. And there's been a lot of that today. And that's going to do it for the second period. 2-1's your score. All three goals came in this middle period. You're tuned to High Button Sports live from the Greenfoot Energy Center. Third period of play coming up after the break. Welcome back for the third period of play. Vitos and Armada battling it out here on a Sunday afternoon as we approach the evening. It's about 4 o'clock here in Bedford. A lot of penalties in this game so far, and there's been 3 goals. 2-1 is your score. All 3 goals came in that middle frame as puck is there at the rebound. McKinnon looking for it as that's going to be swatted towards the goal. Livingstone comes free. Here's Cormier up top. Cormier shot blocked in front on the way through. A centering pass stopped me by Pickram. Rebounds there, cleared away for a moment behind the net. Here's Livingstone. Great opening shift as Cooling lets the shot go. Great opening shift from the Vitos as they're looking to maintain their stranglehold at the top of the league. Here's McKinnon. McKinnon will shoot one through the traffic. Stop made by Pickram. So a rare occurrence. No players on either side of the penalty boxes right now. There's 5-on-5. They'll drop the puck to the blocker side of Pickram. Puck is dropped. Played up ahead. Here's Fougier. Fougier will chip it in deep. Gets his own dump in. Play to the corner. Aaron looking for it. Played up the wall. Intercepted by the Vitos. St. John has possession. Here's a shot from distance off the zone entry. That was Carson O'Toole letting that one rip. Stopped me by Pickram. Puck comes free into ice. Goddamn, will slap it towards the opposite corner. Picked up by Mackinnon. As that will be played down the ice. As O'Toole looking for it. O'Toole through the middle looking for Degla that will hop over his stick. Puck bouncing in neutral ice. Finds Mayman makes a hit after making the pass from O'Toole. Here's Fougier. Collects it and will send it in deep. A minute and a half has come and gone here in the third. Play to the corner. Arbo looking for it. Arbo takes a hit as his centering pass goes off the side of the net. It's still lodged there on top of the twine, but slapped off the net as that's going to be cleared through the middle. McNeil looking for it. Finds Thompson, his partner, over for McNeil again. McNeil through the middle. Looking for Auld. It's going to be intercepted as off the bench came Creeley. Greeley has it behind the net, but poked off of his stick. Battle ensues. Whitaker looking to poke it free. Sent to the middle, picked off. Here's McQuaid. McQuaid makes a move at the blue line, but frees up the puck. Watch out here. Auld might have a step. 2-on-1 developing. Auld, centering pass, goes off a stick of Shanks on the back check. Comes free behind the net. Here's a chance for Hakala. Shot off the stick. Rebound clear to the point. Sent on goal, but blocked by Greeley, who will look to clear. Takes a funny hop off the stanchion. McNeil has it. As that will bounce its way out of the zone. Aaron finds McNeil. McNeil centering pass off a Hakala's stick. This will battle for the puck inside his own zone. Comes free. As here is O'Leary. Thompson finds the puck. Thompson play to the corner. Hakala will play it up to the board. Intercepted by McQuaid. Shot tipped on goal by Greeley and stop made by Pickram. It's been sharp here today. Shots are 24-14 in favor of the visiting Vitos. They have a 2-1 lead here in Bedford. Vitos' next trip up here in Bedford will be for the 2026 East Coast Ice Jam Tournament. I'm looking forward to giving you the coverage of that one in about a month's time. Here's Cormier. Cormier pass in the corner, looking for McKinnon. As every single face-off seems to have some sort of design play for the Vitos, looking to gain every inch they can in this game. Play to the top. Here's McKinnon. McKinnon's fan of the shot. Brady was there to disrupt the scoring chance. It's Arbo. O'Hearn will play it back in deep. Puck sent in deep. There is Mackinnon. Cooper Mackinnon. As that will go out of play for another whistle. Another look at the standings. This is the last game on the sheet today, so these are all up to date. Vitos sit at the top, 28 points. You get 2 points for a win, 2 points for an overtime win, and 1 point for an overtime loss. Armada 8 points behind the Vitos. They have a few less games played, though. Armada have not played many games in the first half of the season. That's going to be poked out the zone. Foot race for the puck. Cormier will get there first. Played up the wall, but kept in by the forecheck of the Armada. O'Hearn looking to clear. Finds McKinnon. McKinnon, a great defenseman in this league. Plays it through the middle. That's going to be collected and sent in deep. Played behind the net. Up the boards. It's going to be kept in by Cooling. Cooling lets a shot go. Just goes wide of the net as he came off the bench. There's Vitos have it behind the net. But good back check from Hakala. Frees up the puck. Livingstone has it. Cooling one-timer. Sails it just wide. Can that guy shoot or what? That's going to be picked off. A chance the other way. Here is Surratt. Surratt makes a move as he enters the zone. Sebi Surratt looks for a trailer. Played across to the opposite corner but picked off by McKinnon. Here is Wilson. Wilson lets a shot go. Goes wide. Livingstone looking for the rebound. Play to the wall. Shove ensues. Finds Hakala behind the net. Hakala. Easier for Bungay. Bungay will try and flick out the zone. That will make its way into the stick of Godin, who will send it right back in deep in the opposite corner. McNeil back to retrieve it. We're about 5 minutes into this third period. Wilson on the forward check. Will free up the puck for a moment. Bungay will collect. Bungay will try and flick it out. Kept in by Cooling. Pass across. Here's Wilson. Stop made with the shoulder. That's a big save from Pickram. Keeps things 2-1. Wilson looking for his second goal of the game, but no sir, says Pickram. Puck is in the corner now. Battle ensues. Vitos looking to keep the play inside the Armada zone. That will escape the Armada ends. Picked up by Godin, neutral ice. Godin over to Livingstone. He'll try and one-touch that into the zone, but it's going to be intercepted by Van Polgis, who had that steered away off the stick of Wilson. He's been great in this game. Here is DeBay behind his own goal line. Will flick it through the middle of the ice. That will escape the zone. Arbo there to collect. Arbo will try to poke it back in the Armada end, but will be sent the other way by the forecheck. Puck comes free neutral ice. Here is Mackinnon off the bench. Mackinnon will go up the boards. Picked off by O'Toole. Finds Mackinnon again. As he'll play over to DeBay. DeBay. Saucer for Van Polgis. Van Polgis will drag and shoot one, but off the stick of the Vitos defender. That is Godin. So lead the rush. Godin, in the middle of the ice, will shoot one on goal. This goes wide. As Balia gets the rebound. That shot got blocked. Here's Thompson looking to clear. Thompson and Dagla tangled up in the corner. Comes free up top. Here's Shank. Shot on goal. Just goes over the glove and wide of the net. That might have hit the glove of Pickram, but it stays out. Puck comes free. Neutral ice. There's a hit on McQuaid after he makes a pass. Puck turned over as Thompson will get the red line and send it in deep. Malia hasn't faced much action in this third period. Makes the play behind the net. Chipped up out of the zone. Puck bouncing for Dagla. Dagla with O'Toole. Might be a 2-on-1. Dagla pass low. Just goes off the stick of Thompson. Good defensive stick from the Armada defender. Kept in by Balia up the turnover. Balia will chip it back in deep. Mackinnon looking for an option. He'll go up the wall. Looking to clear is Maidment, who's been out of this game for a while. It's like a 4 and a 10 in the second period. As here's Dagla shot blocked in front. As here's Maidment, as he had Fougere with a step, but he couldn't find him. Dagla shot blocked by Mackinnon. Both teams blocking a lot of shots here today. Mackinnon feeling the effects of that one. It hurts even more in this cold rinks. Play to the point. Here's Shanks. Sent back towards the corner. Picked up by Ald. Ald up for Fougere. Fougere enters the zone. We'll send it towards Maidman, but he couldn't handle it cleanly. Puck comes free. Here's Ald. Couldn't get the angle. Looking for a trailer of Fougere, but he had that intercepted by Shanks. Shanks will go off the netting, and that will stop play. With 12:36 to go. 1-goal game here in Bedford. A ringette tournament has us here in Rink B for this one. I believe the Bandits are playing at the LeBron Arena as well. That just got underway. Or it should be getting underway here shortly. Another full slate of games on High Button Sports this weekend as that shot goes wide off the face-off. It was a showcase for U18 Major up in Amherst. As Bungay's point shot made its way on net. Stop made by Malia. As centering pass goes off his stick. Here's Todd pinching in. Todd, the top of the circle, centering pass off his skate. Vitos will collect. As St. John plays it up ahead. Here's Cormier. Plays it over. Centering pass goes off his stick. And that will bounce up high. Whitaker looking to keep it in the zone, but he can't do so. O'Leary will clear it up for Bungay. As Chisholm looking to dump it in deep. As nice escape move from McKinnon, frees up the puck for a moment for him, but he gets Chisholm all over him on the forecheck, but Whitaker will take over. Whitaker and Chisholm battling for the puck. Played up the wall. Bungay takes a bump. Played back for Todd. Quite the battle going on here in Bedford between these two teams. Here's Todd up for Brady. Puck bouncing and neutral ice. Going to be sent in deep by Seth O'Leary. Vitos have possession. Played through the middle. That's going to be picked off but offside as Hakala intercepted that pass, but he was on the wrong side of the blue line. 11 and a half to go. Still a 2-1 game. They'll drop the puck in neutral ice. Directly across from the Vitos bench on the opposite side. O'Hearn against Hakala with a draw. One back by Hakala. Easy pass. Finds McKinnon. McKinnon enters his own on the left side, pinching in. McKinnon puts the brakes on the half wall, looking for a trailer. Gets hit into the wall. Puck comes free. Centering pass. Here's Doucette. Will dangle his way through in the backhand. Ends up in the corner as he gets taken into the wall. Puck comes free. Surratt takes another hit. Puck is in the corner, looking to clear his O'Hearn. Gaudin looking to poke it to his deep partner. That is Arbo. Arbo will go up the boards. Looking to clear. It's going to be kept in by the Armada. Here is McKinnon. McKinnon drops it off for McNeil. As Ald looking for it. The words of wisdom from Donnelly on the right side of me is looking for more shots on net. Just the one shot in this period for the Armada. So we're approaching the halfway point of this third period. 10 and a half to go. Face-off will be inside the Vitos zone. The Bay against Cooling with a draw. Puck is on the ice. McQuaid gets the puck as his centerman won the draw. McQuaid holds on to it behind the net. Makes the play. Puck will bounce. Is looking to free up Livingstone, but they couldn't get the puck to hop their way. McQuaid will chop it back in neutral ice. Puck comes free. Sent back in the Vitos zone. Here is Shanks. Shanks will go up the wall in his forehand. Finds Wilson. Wilson will chip it out. That will slowly make its way down the ice, and that will be an icing call. No, or yes, it was an icing. A little bit of a delayed call there, but they got it. So the Vitos can't change as they just took an icing infraction. Exactly halfway through this third period of play, 10 minutes have come and gone. Armada down by a goal here on home ice, in their home facility, I should say. The Bay against Cooling once again. This time to the glove side of Malia. Puck is dropped. One to the point. Thompson will play it around the wall. Finds Creighton down deep. Creighton looking to center the puck off a stick of McQuaid. Got to credit the Vitos defense in this one. They got sticks and lanes preventing passes going through. Puck comes free. Neutral ice. Livingstone looking for it. He'll enter the zone. Livingstone gets poked off the puck. Comes free for Van Polges. That will go off his stick as he got hit on the play. Here's Shanks. He'll get the red line, sent it in deep as Pickram will play the bounce into his glove. He'll play behind the net, but he didn't play it in time as the referee blew it down. 9:36 remaining. Here in the third, 1-goal game. Vitos looking to make it a happier bus trip home with the 2 points, and if they can get 4 on the weekend, that would really solidify themselves as the top dogs in this league. But they got to get through the Armada first. As here's Balia. Balia played behind the net. It's going to be picked up by the captain, Mayman, who will flick it up a neutral ice, looking for a bounce. It's Fougier. He might get one. He has the bounce. Here's Fougier. Over cross. One-timer. They score. Tie game. Ivan Erin, number 19. The beneficiary of a great bounce with the Basin Armada there. Great play out of their own zone to flick it at neutral ice, and they got the bounce they're looking for. Looks like there might have been an injury on the play from the goaltender. So we might see a goalie change here. As warming up on the bench is Peyton Thibodeau. Or no, that's not Thibodeau. So a brand new game here in Bedford as it gets awkwardly quiet. Looks like the goaltender is dealing with a light cramp, according to sources. you hear everything here above the timekeeper's box, whether you like it or not. As backup goaltender today for the Vitos. There's Riva Luca, number 31. I wrote down the wrong name on my sheet. So Riva Luca getting warm on the Vitos side. As it looks like they will have to send in a new goaltender with 9:14 to go in the third period in a tie game. Malia unable to finish this one off for his team, but he had a great performance. As we'll get some assistance to the bench. With some assistance from his teammates. So the Armada can now celebrate. It is a 2-2 game. New goaltender is Vuka. What a crazy finish we got in store here. Armada have a cold goaltender to shoot on now. Momentum might be in their favor. But that's going to be off of Shin Patabalia. Here's DeBay looking to clear. So this is going to be gloved down by O'Toole. O'Toole, centering pass, intercepted. So here's Bungay. Bungay takes it wide on the backhand. Sends it in deep. Played behind the net. Van Poldy's on the forward check. Balia will look to clear. That'll make its way down the ice. As Daglet on the forward check gets there first. Makes a move in the corner. Played up the wall. Creighton finds it. Creighton will look to clear. That will get past Arbo at the blue line. Foot race for the puck. McKinnon gets there first. Expect to see lots of McKinnon here as this game winds down. For the Vitos. As Pickram plays it from Mackinnon. Mackinnon will also be playing lots of minutes here to finish this game off if I can predict the outcome of this one. It's going to be turned over. Pass across. Here's O'Toole. O'Toole shooting into the glove of Pickram, who makes no mistake. As they're still looking at the goalie on the other side. That being Malia. He's getting some stretches in. I'm not sure if you can see that. So we'll drop the puck inside the Armada zone. It is Riva Luca's net right now for St. John. Puck is dropped. Scrum draw. Comes free for Cutler. Cutler will shoot one low off the stick. Rebound cleared away. Chisholm has it. Chisholm off the boards. Picked up by Mackinnon, who will sauce it over for Brady. Brady will chip it in the zone as he takes a hit in the process. Vitos regain possession. Here's Whitaker. Whitaker will circle back behind his own net. Plays it for Arbo. Arbo cross ice feed. Will go off the boards. Picked up by Mackinnon. Mackinnon enters the zone. Will slow things down as he stops up in the half wall. Mackinnon up top for Chisholm. One-timer shot tipped on goal. And a reverse save there from the Vitos goaltender, who came in relief a few moments ago. As Greeley on the forecheck against Mackinnon. Comes free. Here's Greeley. Will wrap it through. Pass in front, and all tangled up was Cutler. Couldn't receive that centering pass. Puck bouncing for Brady, neutral ice. They'll be backhanded in deep. 7:10 to go here in the third. We have a tie game here in Bedford. Here's Cooling. Cooling played across the ice. That will slowly make its way down, but not enough for icing as Thompson will collect it as he has Cutler on the forward check. Cutler gets there first. Wilson couldn't accept the pass. Rebound shot made. Cooling. Let a shot go as Pickram down in his crease. They whack away. Where's the puck? It's finally covered up and blown down. So tempers seem to have cooled down a bit in this third period. Not as many penalties and scrums. As you can see on the other side, Riva Luka getting warm as he's had to sit in a pretty cold rink for 2.5 periods. So we'll drop the puck inside the Armada zone. It's a tie game. Shot on goal. This goes wide. Picked up by Livingstone in the corner. Looking to cycle it for Cooling. The top three guys are out there for the Vitos. Wilson, Cooling, and Livingstone. Opposed by Van Polgeest. Here is Cooling. Will shoot on goal. Stopped by Pickram. No rebound. McQuaid, Shanks, Cooling, Livingstone, and Wilson out there for this ozone draw. They'll oppose Van Polgeest, Creighton. Ben DeBay. While Thompson and Todd are on defense. That's Bungay, rather. As here's McQuaid. Shot on goal. Stop made once again by Pickram. We're slowly trickling our way down here in this third period. Puck is dropped. One to the wall. That will be kept in by McQuaid with the glove. Play to the corner. Here's Thompson. Backhand up the boards. Finds Bungay. Bungay looking to clear. Kept in by McQuaid. Lets a shot go off the pad of Pickram. Here's McQuaid again. This time it's blocked. As poked out of the zone, but a moment by DeBay. That will be sent right back in deep as Pickram will play the bounce to the corner. 6:20 to go. Tie game here in Bedford. Two top dogs in the U16 league going at it here on a Sunday. As here is a chance to clear for the Armada. Played to the wall. Finds Chisholm. Up ahead. DeBay has it. DeBay looking to dangle his way through the defender, but can't do so. Wilson will take over. Cross ice for Livingstone, who takes on his backhand. Livingstone will get hit on the entry by Makinen. That'll free up the puck. Makinen pokes it ahead. Here's Cooper. Makinen has a goal in this game. He'll lead the rush for the Armada. Makinen has a step to the goal. Makinen on the forehand. Stop made by Luka. His second shot of the game as he came in relief a few moments ago. Here's Dagla. Dagla takes it wide. As he'll pass for O'Toole. His shot gets off his stick and wide. Armada looking to clear. It's going to be played off the boards. Puck picked up by McKinnon and neutral ice. Maxim McKinnon up ahead. Finds O'Toole. O'Toole loses the puck. Chance here for the Armada to clear, but kept in. O'Toole tangled up with McNeil. It's going to be sent in deep. Less than 5 minutes to go. Or no. Less than 6 minutes ago, rather. So there's 5:47 on the clock. Face-off will be inside the Armada zone once again. Puck is dropped. Play to the wall. Armada looking to clear. Alds can't get it out the zone. Sent back in deep. Todd will retrieve. Todd takes it behind his own net. Pokes it ahead. Todd up for Alds. Pass in the middle. Picked off by McKinnon. Chance here for the Vitos. That will escape the zone. Puck comes free. Picked up by the veteran Maidman. Will go over to Thompson. Thompson will chip it off the glass. Bounces his way onto the stick of McKinnon, who loses the puck. Here's Maidman. Maidman shot on goal. Stop made by Luka of the pad. Rebound sent to the boards. Todd. That's going to be turned over. Cormier has the puck. Cormier over to O'Toole. O'Toole finds Balia stricken through the middle. Balia goes wide. Has a lane. Shot just goes wide of the net. Rebound picked up by Thompson, who will circle back behind his own net. 5 minutes to go now here in the third. It's a tie game here in Bedford. McKinnon will make a move with the blue line. That will escape the zone. Watch out here. Aaron, one-on-one. But great back check from Dagla will alleviate that chance. Turned over. Here's Fougier. Stop made by Luka. He'll cover up the rebound. Or no, it's free. Here's Fougier. Puck up top for Mäkinen, who will drag and shoot one off the blocker, Aluka. As he saw that all the way. Puck in the corner. Degla looking for it. Comes free for Irin. Played up the wall. Fougier has it. Fougier takes it low. Puts the brakes on. Played up top for Bungay. That will go over his stick and out the zone. Bungay looks to make a quick transition as the Vitos are changing. Here's Fougier. Fougier plays it through. Shot blocked. Ends up in the corner. Irin on the forecheck. Gets it there first, but tangled up. Comes free for the Vitos as they'll take it out the other way. Pass to the middle. Finds Whitaker. Whitaker plays it ahead. Sent in deep by Cutler, who takes a hit after the fact. As penalty coming up after that one. A late call here in the third period, a tie game. The Vitos have it. Shot from Whitaker will be deflected, and that's going to be touched up by the Armada. And with 3:48 to go in the third, the Vitos went to the power play. Chisholm will sit for 2 or less, and he sure hopes it will be the 2 minutes he serves. I believe boarding was the call there. So the top power play in the league on the ice right now in a tie game. Less than 4 minutes to go. Here's McKinnon. McKinnon against Van Polgees on the wall. Wins the battle. Takes it low. McKinnon down deep for Degla. Degla centering pass. Finds McKinnon. McKinnon over to Cooling up top. Cooling over to Livingston. One-timer sailed over the net. Number 19 sure can rip that puck. As puck comes free, Wilson will bat it towards the corner. DeBay will find out of the scrum as Polgees couldn't clear. Here's Cooling. Cooling over to McKinnon. McKinnon back for Cooling. He'll walk in and shoot on a pie over the net. That one sailed over the crossbar. Degla keeps it in. Todd will have a chance to clear. He'll eat it in the wall. 1:15 to go in the power play. 3 minutes to go in the third. We're tied here in Bedford. Battle ensues. Comes free for Livingstone behind the net. Up top for Cooling. One touch over to McKinnon. McKinnon can't handle the pass. As DeBay on the forecheck short-handed couldn't make the play. McKinnon up for Cooling as he stays on side. Cooling puts the brakes on. Looking for the trailer Livingstone. Off a skate. Finds Cooling again. Cooling makes a move up top. Cooling will shoot one on. Blocked in front. As chance to clear for the Armada, and they will do so. 45 seconds remaining on the power play. Same unit stays out there for St. John. Here's Cooling. Cooling has 8 power play goals in the year. Cooling will take it wide and send it to the opposite corner. Here's Thompson. The Armada gets tangled up behind the net. 28 seconds of power play time remaining for St. John. The game is tied here with 2:10 to go in the third. Puck comes free for Livingstone behind the net. Here is Tripp Livingstone, the captain. Plays it up top for McKinnon. McKinnon will look for a lane. Finds Livingstone. One-timer shot stop made with the pad of Pickram. Rebound cleared down the ice. And that's going to do it for the penalty. Armada with a big kill at the end of this regulation time. As Hakala frees up the puck with a hit. It's going to be cleared down the ice. That will end up on the stick of McQuaid, who plays it over, but Balea wasn't ready for it. Comes free for Fougier. Cross-ice pass for nobody. Puck is bouncing neutral ice. Sent back in deep by DeBay. It's still bouncing now. Is corralled by St. John. They'll send it in deep. Is Pickram out to play it. Easy for McNeil. 1:20 to go here in the third. Tie game. As watch out here. Van Polgees almost got behind the defenders. Puck is still in the Armada zone. Puck comes free for a moment as they're tangled up. Here is McNeil. McNeil looking for a lane. He'll backhand it over for Hakala, who'll try to clear. Kept in at the blue line. 60 seconds to go here in regulation. Here's McNeil. Up the wall looking for Van Polgees. As hit on the play. We'll free up the puck for a moment. Van Polgees will clear it out the zone. Puck bouncing onto the stick of Shanks. D-to-D over from McQuaid. McQuaid will go opposite corner on the dump in. 40 seconds to go. Here's McNeil. Puck behind the Armada net. Comes free for O'Toole. O'Toole looking for the puck in the corner. Van Polgees collects. Van Polgees played over across for O'Leary. Seth O'Leary is 1-on-3 as his teammates are changing. O'Leary takes it wide. 24 seconds to go in regulation. Play to the corner. Here's McMakinon pinching in. Makinen makes a move off the wall, poked off of his stick, comes free for Livingstone. Watch out here, 10 seconds to go. Van Polgees will set it into the bench of the Vitos. That will stop play. 10 seconds to go here in regulation. Let's see if either coach called a timeout. Looks like we'll play on here. Face off right in front of the Vitos bench. Cooling against DeBay. Puck is dropped. Went back by the Armada, but Todd couldn't reach it. Here's Todd with 5 seconds to go in regulation. Todd will go up across the ice. That will slowly trickle its way through into the zone. And we are heading to overtime. So 60 minutes was not enough to decide a winner. We'll take a quick break before 5 minutes of 3-on-3 OT. You're tuned to High Button Sports, live from Bedford. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Bedford. We got some overtime coming up here. It was Cameron Wilson opened the scoring in the second period, followed by Cooper Mackin equalizer. Alex Cutler made it 2-1. Then Ivan Aaron at the halfway point of the third made it 2-2. In the process of that goal, starting goaltender got injured. That was Sam Malia. So in for relief is Riva Luca, number 31. He played the last 11 minutes of regulation. And he's in for his team for overtime. Cooling, Livingstone, and McKinnon. The first three out there for St. John. They'll go up against Cooper Makinen, Luke Maidment, and Zach Fougier. It's been a great weekend of hockey, and it continues on here. 3-on-3 overtime, live from the Greenwood Energy Center. Both teams have a point to their name from this game, but the winner gets the extra one. As the Armada win the face-off. Here is Makinen, has a goal in this game already. Second-year defenseman in the league. Makinen looks for a lane, he'll hold on to it. Gets by Cooling for a moment, comes free for Fougier. Fougier enters the zone, but met by McKinnon. That's going to be played up the wall. Makinen will recollect. Possession is also important here on 3-on-3 overtime, as Makinen will slow things down. Cooper Makinen knocked off the puck by Livingstone. It's a foot race for the puck against Fougier. Livingstone and Fougier battling for the puck. Comes free in the corner for a moment, poked up ahead. Picked up by McKinnon. McKinnon has the puck in the corner. Up for Cooling. Cooling looks for a lane. Drops it off for Livingstone. Livingstone, as the Vitos have possession inside the Armada end. McKinnon takes the pass as he'll exit the zone. McKinnon on his own blue line will circle back into his own end. Maxim McKinnon, a point per game defenseman in this league, has the puck, puts the brakes on as he enters the zone. He'll exit the zone once again. Drops it off for Cooling. Case and Cooling down the right wall. Has a lane, he'll drag, but he can't get by the stick of the defender. Watch out here, Armada might have a chance the other way, but holding onto it is Thompson. Thompson enters the zone and shoots one into the glove. And there'll be no rebound from Luca. A minute and a half is gone in this overtime. Face-off will be inside the Vitos zone. Wilson out there against DeBay for the draw. One back for Thompson. Thompson over to Van Polgeest. Lucas Van Polgeest will take it into the corner. Looking for a lane. Holds on to it. Plays it on the goal line. He has a step to the net, but he got knocked off the puck by Wilson. As Wilson looking to poke it free. Van Polgeest still has possession in the corner. Comes free for DeBay. Up top for Thompson. Thompson will circle back to the blue line. Exits the zone. As he has Degla all over him. Thompson pokes it ahead. Gets tangled up with Degla in the back check. Comes free for Wilson. Wilson plays it on the net for McQuaid. But it'll be nearly turned over, but Wilson gets it back. Wilson up ahead for McQuaid. McQuaid out there with Wilson and Degla on this 3-on-3 shift. McQuaid makes a move. Has the puck on the left side, enters the zone, puts the brakes on, looking for a trailer, finds Degla. Degla will circle the top of the zone. Puts the brakes on himself. Over to McQuaid. Here is Sutter. McQuaid plays it in deep for Wilson. Wilson battling with DeBay down low. Comes free for Degla. Alexandre Degla has the puck up top. Drops it off for McQuaid. McQuaid makes a move by Van Polgeest. So shoot one on, stop made off the pad of Pickram. Rebound in the corner, picked up. Armada have possession. Here's Van Polgeest looking to chip out the zone. He will, but Degla right there in the back check frees up the puck. And chance here, 2-on-1. McQuaid and Wilson. McQuaid shoots one off the pad. Looking for the rebound was Wilson, but out of his reach. He's at the end of his shift. Kept in by Degla, poked off the puck. Here is DeBay. DeBay can clear. Sent back into the zone. Bungay back to retrieve it. Both teams make some changes. Livingstone cooling and McKinnon back out there for St. John. Here's O'Leary down the right wall with some speed. Enters the zone. Still has the puck. O'Leary and Hackle out there with Bungay. Picked up by McKinnon. 1:40 to go in overtime. Here's Cooling. Cooling up through the middle. Finds Livingstone. Here's Trip Livingstone. Has McKinnon drive the net. Livingstone looking for McKinnon. Shot on. Stop me off the pad of Pickram. As he'll deflect it in the corner. Comes free for Livingstone. Has a chance to the net. Shot on. Stop made by Pickram once again. As here comes Hackala. Hackala can't get by the defender as he falls down. Bungay will collect. Bungay chips it in. Here is Bungay's shot off the post. That close to end of the game was Bungay, but he hit the iron. Here's O'Leary. O'Leary makes a move with the blue line. Has a step to the net. Here's O'Leary. Shot stop made by Luca. 1:01 to go here in the extra frame. Still no winner here in Bedford. You can tell why these are two of the top teams in the league. They're going at it here in a great matchup. Timeout called for the Vitos. What a game it's been. A quick reminder of what's at stake here in this game. So both teams have a point. Vitos are at 29 as of right now, and Armada at 21. Winner of this game gets the extra point. Armada looking to keep pace. In the top four they are right now. They have Buccaneers, Kings, and Rebels right on their tail. It's a tight race for the top this year. .101 to go in OT. Shots are 35-23 in favor of the Vitos here on the road. Vitos won yesterday in Windsor against the Voyageurs, looking for a 4-point weekend. Well, the Armada looking to get the W here at home. Maidment against Cooling for the face-off. Livingstone, McKinnon out there with him. Maidment with McKinnon and Fougere. Those are the six on the ice. As pass up ahead, here is Livingstone with Cooling over the net. Livingstone pass ahead off his skate. That will go wide of the net. Here's Fougere up ahead. Maimon towards the goal as McKinnon on the back check. Maimon on the backhand. Stop made by Luca. As he'll freeze play once again. Great back check from McKinnon, number 6. As he'll stay out there. Or no, McQuaid will take him off. So McQuaid, Wilson, and Degla out there once again. DeBay, Van Polgeest, and Mackinnon for the Armada, the 3 on the ice. 40 seconds to go in OT. Puck is dropped. Comes free. Van Polgeest has a lane to the net. He'll shoot one off the stick of Wilson. Desperation. Rebounds there! As that would not have counted either way as the net was off. That will freeze play once again. This extra point, oh so critical in this one. Fougier will replace Makinen, so 3 forwards on the ice for the Armada. You can tell they really want that extra point. Puck is dropped. One ahead, here's Van Polgis, who'll shoot on, that's off the shoulder, Vitos there! Off the side of the net, DeBay had a chance. Another shot, this goes wide, the wraparound chance. Here's Fougier. Fougier for Van Polgis. Makes a move in the half wall. Fougier out there playing defense. Here's Van Polgis against Dagla. Comes free. Here's DeBay. DeBay at the top of the zone will shoot one as he breaks his stick in the process. That's unfortunate for him. Here's Dagla. Played up ahead as Fougier gets the interception. Fougier takes it wide in the zone, and that's going to do it for overtime. So 65 minutes is not enough to decide a winner here in this one. We'll take another break before the shootout. You're tuning to High Button Sports live from the Greenfield Energy Center. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back. Chip Livingstone will be the first shooter. Each team gets 3 shooters if necessary, as they'll have to restart as Pickram was not ready. The rule is the goalie has to stay on the goal line until the player touches the puck. So we'll redo that one. Livingstone, one of the top scorers in this league, will start the shootout. There is Chip Livingstone down the middle. He'll hold on to it and shoot one. This goes off the blocker of Pickram. As O'Leary will be the first shooter for Basin. The former Bedford Bandit, playing his first year of U16, number 22, will slowly take the puck, goes to the left side. O'Leary into the middle, makes a few moves and scores. Seth O'Leary waits out the goaltender. Luca Riva. I think I've been saying Riva Luca, so my apologies for that. Goaltender is Riva. So here is Cooling looking to tie the shootout. Vitos unsuccessful in their first shot. Here is Cooling. He'll hold on to it, make a move, and looking for the top shelf, but he misses wide. So a chance here for the Armada to win the game. As Joel Hakala, number 34, another rookie. A goal here for Basin will give them the extra point. Here is Hakala. Will once again take it slow. Hakala will shoot one on. He scores! Joel Hakala wins the game for the Armada. 3-2 is your final score. What a game here in Bedford on a Sunday afternoon. Armada got the extra point, and they have a few words for the Vitos as they exit the ice surface. What a treat this one ended up being. Came down to the wire. But it's the Basin Armada who get the victory here on home ice. That's going to do it for our coverage of this one. Final score will be 3-2. Shootout victory. Joel Hakala gets the shootout winner. Thank you for tuning into this one. My name is Mason Dyke, and from all of us here at High Button Sports, hope you appreciated the coverage this weekend. A lot more games in the docket before the new year, but for now, we'll say sayonara. Thanks again for watching. we'll see you at the next game.